Welcome back, truth seekers and connoisseurs of the human condition, to the inner sanctum of the entertainment world. Welcome to Mr. Magazine. You have tuned into the only digital observatory that refuses to be blinded by the glittering facade of celebrity life. Here, we do not merely report the headlines, we dissect the anatomy of the hearts breaking behind them. We peel back the velvet ropes to reveal the raw, unpolished reality that the PR teams work so tirelessly to hide. If you are tired of superficial gossip and crave a narrative that touches the soul and challenges the mind, you have found your home. Before we embark on today's seismic journey into the crumbling empire of one of Turkey's most discussed couples, please ensure you have subscribed to our channel. For those of you who wish to be the true pillars of this community, enabling us to produce this high-caliber, independent journalism, we invite you to click the Join button below. Your support is the engine that drives our storytelling. And, as always, your voice is the chorus to our narrative. We want to hear your deepest thoughts, your theories, and your analysis in the comment section. Now, prepare yourselves, because the international love story we all watched unfold is quietly, painfully, gasping for its final breath. In the grand theatre of celebrity romance, there are relationships that burn bright and fast, leaving behind nothing but ash, and then there are those that are constructed like monuments, meant to stand the test of time, weather the storms, and serve as a beacon of hope for fans worldwide. The union between the charismatic Turkish actor Barış Baktaş and the radiant European star Gulum was supposed to be the latter. It was hailed as a bridge between cultures, a modern fairy tale that defied borders. Yet, today, we stand amidst the ruins of that myth. The storm that has been gathering on the horizon for weeks, whispering through the corridors of production companies and growing in volume on social media, has finally made landfall. This relationship, once the envy of the industry, is doomed. And this time, the verdict does not come from an anonymous source, a jealous rival, or a distant commentator. It comes from a figure of immense standing, a close confidant and fellow actor who has witnessed the architecture of their lives from the inside, Gawkberg Deisi. For years, Gawkberg Deisi has been a respected name in the industry, a man known for his stoicism, his talent, and his loyalty. He is a man who weighs his words like gold, never speaking without purpose. Therefore, when Gawkberg Deisi breaks his silence regarding the private life of his peers, the ground shakes. In a move that can only be described as a bombshell dropped on center stage, Gawkberg has stepped out of the shadows to deliver a eulogy for a relationship that technically hasn't even ended yet. This relationship won't work, Gawkberg declared, his words stripping away any pretense of hope. The bond between Barış and Gulum has sealed its own fate. They both know it, but neither has the courage to speak. Analyze those words carefully. Sealed its own fate. Coming from Gawkberg, a peer who understands the pressures of the set and the spotlight, this is not a discussion about a temporary rough patch or a lover's quarrel. This is a diagnosis of terminal incompatibility. Gawkberg's statement acts as the final page of a love story that perhaps should have ended chapters ago. By speaking out, he has effectively punctured the balloon of denial that the couple has been living in. He has voiced the quiet tragedy that Barış and Gulum have been too afraid to articulate, that they are two people desperately trying to inhabit a single world that is no longer big enough for both of them. The leaked statements from Gawkberg go deeper than mere headlines, they read like a psychological autopsy. Gulum is exhausted, Barış is full of doubts, he revealed. You can't build a future with so much baggage. This phrase, emotional exhaustion, is the key to understanding Gulum's current state. We are witnessing a woman who has likely spent years trying to mold herself to fit a life that feels increasingly foreign. The struggle between them has mutated. It is no longer a fight for dominance or a clash of egos, it has devolved into a primal fight for survival. Gulum loves the limelight, the adoration, the kinetic energy of the media. Barış, conversely, seems to be retreating, craving a privacy that his fame, and his partner, cannot afford him. Gawkberg's revelation paints a picture of two people standing on opposite sides of a widening chasm. Barış and Gulum can't live in the same world, he asserts. It is a damning indictment. Love, in its purest form, is about building a shared reality. If their worlds are incompatible, if their fundamental languages of life, privacy, and ambition are in conflict, then no amount of passion can bridge the gap. They are speaking to each other, but they are not hearing each other. Following Gawkberg's explosive intervention, the spotlight violently swung toward Barış Baktaş. How does a man react when a close associate and fellow actor declares his marriage dead to the press? The famous actor remained silent for hours, a silence that felt heavier than any scream. However, the vacuum was quickly filled by leaks from his inner circle, revealing a tempest of conflicting emotions. One source close to the actor claims, Barış is furious. He doesn't believe this statement could have been made without Gulum's permission. That's why he's hurt. This perspective suggests a sense of betrayal. If Gulum used Gawkberg as a mouthpiece, leveraging his reputation to trigger the breakup she couldn't initiate herself, it is a Machiavellian move that cuts deep. Yet, another close friend offers a more nuanced, almost tragic interpretation. Barış feels that Gawkberg has revealed the feelings he's wanted to express for so long, but hasn't been able to. This might even be a relief for him. Imagine the burden of maintaining a happy relationship for the cameras when your soul is screaming the opposite. Perhaps Gawkberg, in his ruthlessness, has done Barış a favor by shattering the glass house. While the world waited for a denial, a defense, or a counterattack, Gulum Baktaş chose a path of cryptic vulnerability. She shared a brief message on Instagram, a black-on-white text that screamed of desperation, "No one can speak for me. But everyone should know what I'm going through. I'm tired." This post is a masterclass in modern celebrity communication. On the surface, it rebukes Gawkberg, "No one can speak for me," maintaining her autonomy. But beneath the surface, it validates everything he said, "Everyone should know what I'm going through. I'm tired." For the first time, the perfect European star has cracked. She is admitting to a fatigue that goes beyond the physical. It is the exhaustion of the soul. Her close friends whisper the fear that governs her actions. Gulum wants to break up, but she doesn't want to be the one to make the first move. Because she thinks she'll be blamed. This is the paralysis of the public figure. She is trapped in a cage of her own making, terrified that pulling the trigger on the relationship will turn her into the villain of the story. She is waiting for Barış to do it, or for the situation to implode on its own. Thanks to Gawkberg Deisi, the implosion has arrived. No tragedy is complete without a ghost in the machine. In this saga, that ghost is Yağmur Yüksel. Her name has been inadvertently, yet persistently, woven into the narrative of this crisis. Yet, unlike the other players, Yağmur has fallen into a deep, deliberate silence. She has neither supported the couple nor commented on the chaos. Some observers interpret this neutrality as a dignified stance, a decision to rise above the fray. Others, more cynical, claim that Yağmur's silence is a loud statement in itself. That she wants to stay out of the mess she knows she is partially the catalyst for. A friend's words clarified the situation. Yağmur feels uncomfortable with Gulum being dragged over Barış in every argument. She doesn't want to get involved in this mess. This implies that Yağmur has been a weaponized topic in the couple's arguments. Her mere existence, or perhaps the memory of what she represents, is a wedge driving Barış and Gulum further apart. By staying silent, she refuses to give the fire more oxygen, but her shadow looms large over the wreckage. Perhaps the most heartbreaking, or vindicating, aspect of this unraveling comes from the Baktaş family themselves. Parents often see what lovers refuse to acknowledge. Barış's mother, in a moment of candid frustration, reportedly confided in her inner circle, "I wish he had listened to us from the beginning. It was clear this relationship would end." Barış's father was even more direct, cutting through the sentimentality with surgical precision. "This relationship must end so Barış can heal." These words are devastating. They declare that the family has been watching their son bleed out emotionally for a long time. To them, this relationship was never a fairy tale, it was a slow-motion car crash. Their stance shifts the narrative from a sad breakup to a necessary rescue. They are not mourning the end of the union. They are praying for the liberation of their son. Gawkberg's leaked statements serve as the coroner's report on this romance. Gulum loves being in the media, while Barış wants privacy. Every time they reconcile, it's the beginning of a bigger fight. They love each other, but they hurt each other. These are the symptoms of a toxic cycle. Social media has exploded with theories, but one viral comment summarized the collective sentiment perfectly. This relationship would have made a great movie, but it wouldn't have had a happy ending. From the beginning, everyone was in the wrong place, with the wrong person. The audience has realized what the couple is just now accepting: love is not enough. You need compatibility. You need shared values. You need to inhabit the same world. Barış and Gulum are inhabitants of different planets, trying to breathe the same atmosphere, and they are suffocating. So, where do we stand? The producers are nervous. The inner circles are drafting press releases for two different outcomes: a miraculous reconciliation or a devastating divorce. But the writing is on the wall. Gawkberg's statement, Gulum's exhaustion, the family's opposition, and the towering wall of resentment all point to one conclusion. Is the curtain falling? It seems the final act has already begun. But in the world of Turkish drama, both on and off screen, the final act is always the loudest. There will be one last conversation. One last fight. One last attempt to salvage the wreckage before they let it sink. We must pause here, dear Mr. Magazine family. Do you think a relationship can survive when peers like Gawkberg Deisi and close families are against it? Or is love truly blind to the warnings of the world? We are incredibly curious to read your analysis in the comments below. As we watch this international love story fade into the dusty pages of history, we are reminded of the fragility of human connection. Fame amplifies everything: the joy, the passion, and inevitably, the pain. Barış and Gulum may not survive this as a couple, but perhaps, apart, they can find the peace they so clearly lack together. What is your prediction? Will they announce a separation within the week, or will they attempt to defy the odds one last time? Leave your thoughts below. We read every single one. If this deep dive investigation gave you a new perspective on the news, please destroy that like button. It helps us immensely. And if you want to support independent journalism that isn't afraid to speak the truth, click Join to become a member of the Mr. Magazine family. Until the next breaking development, stay curious, stay compassionate, and remember, sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is let go. This is Mr. Magazine, signing off.